Welcome to the very first episode of the Unmessy Mom podcast. I am here with the Unmessy Popo, or the Unmessy Gammy, my mama. So she's the Unmessy Mama. Today, for the first time ever in our lives, we decluttered her house together for, 6 hours. So I just wanted to ask you, Gammy. Well, first I wanted to tell you I'm very, very proud of you. You did a really good job.
First of all, I'm a collector. People have called me a hoarder, but I won't allow them to say that like most light hoarders. Therefore, I will allow people to tell me I'm a collector. But when you need something, I do always know where it is, but perhaps that's just my justification.
This is true. Like if I said, Mom, do you have a blue purse I could borrow? What would you say?
Yes, and it's right here.
Mom, do you have a pink tote I could borrow?
Yes, I have several. Here, take the
Mom,
one you
I
want.
need 12 throw pillows. Do you have 12 extra throw pillows I could take back to my house?
You can have them all.
I like your throw rug. May I have it? You have 4.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, she will literally let me take anything out of her house. What was the one thing you didn't let me take out of your house?
The unicorns.
The unicorns. Oh my gosh, these giant, weird, bouncy unicorns. And she refused that they could be decluttered, which, I mean, they're cute. If she wanted to keep them, it's fine. But she said, this is the only thing I've withheld. That's not true. The cupcake candles. She would not let go of the cupcake candles. So you know what I did? I lit them on fire.
She lit my cupcake candles on fire.
How many years ago did you get those for your birthday?
I just love them.
How many years ago did you get them?
I can't let them go.
It's
They're
okay.
now burned.
We burned them because they're candles.
No, you burned them. To clarify.
But not like in a throw it in the fire kind of way, like a birthday candle kind of way.
Not burn down the house.
Yeah, we don't want to burn. The house is very lovely.
But I have to say, I'm so grateful because the great room, I have like a toy corner, I have like a picture corner, and then I just have a lot of clutter. And now she came in here and spent hours and hours and hours and hours. My pictures are completely organized. My albums are organized. The toy corner, now the children, I have 4 grandchildren. She has 2, her sister has 2. They can find the toys that they love. And what was that great line?
Well, yeah, what did you say? It's like we have a store in here.
They're brand new.
These toys are brand new to them. They've been in the bottom of a bin for 4 years, and Becca wasn't even born 4 years ago. So to her, they really are brand new. Yeah, you did a really good job. I would say that we really focused. You did all the hard work. That we focus on making stuff functional because it doesn't have to be perfect, and because I know my mom's style, we really focused in on how do we make this functional for the family, because what she wants most in the world is for her home to be loving and hospitable and comfortable for her guests.
It is biblical. I got the gift of hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
Truly.
Was it wrapped with a bow or something?
Well, I wanted different gifts, but that's the one I ended up with.
Apparently, there's no gift of jewelry. There's no spiritual gift of diamonds. So hospitality is a good second choice.
And I love having my family here. That's my priority. And then I love having my friends here. I have a book club. I have a Bible club. I have friends in the neighborhood that come over here, and I love to entertain. But as Lindsay pointed out, when you come in here, sometimes she gets a little claustrophobic because
there's a lot of stuff. There's stuff in my house too, but
not
there's
like this.
More stuff in here. It's all really nice stuff, like really nice brand new handbags. So if you need a handbag, hit up Unmessy Popo on TikTok. She's got a TikTok now. There's one video. Okay, I was going to ask you about one other thing. Tell me about the coffee table.
Oh, the coffee table is great. But before that, I want to tell you about the drawers in my kitchen, because they were
Start with your kitchen
over.
counters. What do your kitchen counters look like?
Well, I want to do the drawers first.
Okay.
So
she always does what she wants.
Doesn't fall far from the tree, those apples. I really keep like every single condiment that she's ever received is still in the house. The drawer is overflowing
with just condiments.
So now she organized all those. Then I have straws.
I did not organize those. What did I do with those?
You ditched them, except for a small amount.
Yeah, she gets to keep we got a little container. This is actually adopted from Dana White from A Slob Comes Clean podcast, which is the container concept. The container was the drawer, which means she would put enough condiments, like takeaway condiments, in the drawer so the drawer was totally full. And I think in her mind, if it was like overflowing, maybe she'd throw a few out. Sure. But now there's other stuff in that drawer that was living on the counter that shouldn't live on the counter. And instead, we got a little like glass Tupperware and put some condiments in there. And I said, this is now your container. When this is overflowing, it means you have more than you're consuming. So just throw some out and put some fresh ones in, and don't fill up the whole rest of the drawer. And then we took some of the platters that are beautiful and we put them away. Okay, I want to say one more thing. I know that you really enjoy the look of pretty things. And so at my house, when I'm making like bins or systems, I just let it look ugly as long as it's functional. But I think with you, because I know you really like things that look nice, we took like this one little, I think it's supposed to be a cheese platter, but it's white. It's got a little octopus on it. And so I never do crafty things, but we cut up one of the excess dish towels that has a really pretty beach pattern, and we set that in there, and then we put your glasses on top. So then rather than your glasses be shoved into an extra utensil container with 85 other things that are probably scratching them, you can now see exactly where they are.
And then I have elderly parents, and I have a pulse ox and a blood pressure.
Yeah.
And you put that in a little medical basket.
They were in with the utensils, the office supplies, and the glasses. But now there's one basket that's pretty, that has medical supplies. And anyways, we'll put pictures on the website.
But I must say, by looking at your, what's it called?
Instagram.
When I saw your home, the before and after, it was very inspiring, because we just had a birthday party there, and there were just things everywhere. And then when you showed the after, it really did inspire me to clean off the counters and get everything put back where it was. And then I love the Ohio. Say what Ohio is.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll do a whole podcast on that later. Okay. But the thing about the birthdays is important, because in April, Barrett had his birthday. And we had it at a park, and so we had to like pack a bunch of stuff in bags and take it over to the park, and it was super fun. And we just had like 85 different things. Everybody loved it. Lots of kids came. Do you want to know how long it took me from April to actually unpack the last thing? I don't even know. Like 3 months later, it was like, oh, I still haven't put the bubble machine away, because the bubble machine doesn't have a home. Anyways, I probably started all this like really focused decluttering around June. So that was April. So around June, I was like, we're tidying up. But, I want my kids to have a calm, welcoming home. And then, my child demanded a half birthday, because that's what 6-year-olds do. So my child had a half birthday, and this is one of my first Instagram videos or reels or something on there, because we had the party on Saturday, and by Sunday night, I had the whole house reasonable. It doesn't have to look perfect. My house will never be Pinterest worthy, but it was a reasonable way to start the week.
Well, I have a question. Lindsay, I do have a question for you, because I used to go to your home and things were kind of a mess, and you're working, have kids, and then all of a sudden you decided to do this, and you're very excellent at it. How did you decide to start becoming unmessy?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's funny you think it was sudden. So I started trying to figure out how to be organized when I was like 18 and realized, oh, other people's stuff is not all over the place all the time. And I do want to make a post about like all these little things I picked up in my mind over time, but like always struggled to implement. And I think really focusing in on routines and acknowledging that I probably have undiagnosed ADD light, which is subclinical ADD. And that like, oh, my brain just works different, and my house is going to look different. My goal is not for my house to look like it could be on Pinterest. My goal is that if I snap a picture of my kids, I can happily post it without noticing after the picture that there's like 8 piles behind them. And I don't want my house to feel stressful for my children when they keep losing their stuff. I still lose my stuff. My house can be perfectly clean, and I will set my phone down somewhere stupid and lose it. I'll set my phone down in a store on the shelf and walk away and not know where it is. I once lost my phone in the linen closet because I sent it down on the shelf and then I walked away. And guess where you're never going to bother to look for your lost cell phone? The linen closet with the linens. That's not where it belongs. So I think, based on getting a little older, my kids are getting a little older, and just really focusing in on like, what do I want their memories of their childhood to be? It's peaceful and calm. And, they probably inherited the ADD traits, which I think is, a longstanding trait on both sides of our family. And, that's okay. It's just a different way of being, and we need to use it as our superpower, that we can rapid cycle, we can get lots of stuff done, we can hyper focus. But that also means when we are holding our phones, we must be extremely cautious of where we set them down, and possibly keep them on our person, which you and I both sometimes carry our phones around the house rather than stick it somewhere. So anyways, thanks for chatting with me, Mama.
Thank you for being a wonderful daughter. I love you, Lindsay.
I love you. Okay, the recording stopped. Now we can fight. Well, all right. Well, that concludes our very first episode of Unmessy Mom. And Unmessy Mom, Unmessy Boy, and Unmessy Girl say adios. Hasta la próxima. Nos vemos. Thanks so much for listening.